much-awaited 2025 British Academy Film Awards, more popularly referred to as the BAFTAs, is currently live from London's world-renowned Royal Albert Hall. As the red carpet is unrolled to usher in some of Tinseltown's biggest stars and others from around the world, hopes are high for a dazzling display of glamour, poise, and elegance. The BAFTAs have always been a stage where celebrities make daring fashion statements, and this year is no different. While some of the stars walked in stunning outfits, oozing sophistication and grace, others, sadly, fell short with their fashion decisions. From exquisite couture to questionable fashion gambles, we are here to point out some of the night's most disappointing fashion moments. Starting off our list of the worst-dressed celebrities at the BAFTA Awards 2025 is Wicked actress Cynthia Erivo. The talented singer and actress wore a custom white lace-structured Louis Vuitton gown, styled by the renowned Jason Bolden. Although the workmanship and fine detailing of the dress are unquestionable, some aspects felt a little disconnected, which kept the look from attaining the effortless beauty we had been hoping for. While it could have been a showstopper, the overall effect was less than hoped for. The color of this dress is unquestionably beautiful on Cynthia, and there is no question she was going for a dramatic high-fashion moment. But while the idea behind the look was evident, the execution was lacking. The highly structured design near the bodice region, designed to be daring and attention-grabbing, came across instead as constricting and perhaps a little suffocating. Instead of establishing a smooth, beautiful silhouette, the design read stiff and tightening, causing the overall outfit to look a tad forced instead of chic and effortlessly put together. One of the biggest flaws in this dress is its proportion. For such a complex and over-the-top top structure to be effective, the gown length had to be slightly longer. Ideally, it should have been floor length, flowing elegantly along the ground to create a more balanced and stretched silhouette. Instead, the present length leaves Cynthia with an awkwardly cut silhouette that fails to do justice to her figure. This disparity gives the overall appearance an unfinished and somewhat disjointed look. Also, though Cynthia frequently incorporates bold and risky aspects into her fashion, the dramatic claw-like nails are beginning to feel repetitive, particularly for a red carpet of this level. They introduce an unsettling quality that, instead of adding to the appearance, detracts from it to make it less sophisticated. In the end, while there was potential in this look, a few subtle tweaks, especially in shape and proportion, could have made it a real fashion moment to remember. Alas, as it happens, it doesn't quite cut it. Cynthia's appearance, sadly, did not bring the glamour we were expecting, and thus it was a miss for me. On to our next star, however, the always classy Kelly Rutherford. Iconic actress stunned at the 2025 BAFTA Awards in a black crepe-pleated Robert Jew gown, styled by the very talented Ilia Vato. While I fully get the vision behind this look, the question really is, was it successfully pulled off? In my view, not really. I really love the idea behind this look, because it's obvious that the intention was to bring depth and elegance with the use of pleated detail. Texture has a way of taking a minimalist dress and making it a dynamic and luxurious one. Unfortunately, the way the pleating was done here was disappointing and shoddily made, and it ended up detracting from the overall effect of the dress. The pleating at the top of the dress, however, was particularly saggy and droopy looking instead of structured and refined. If they were to include such a design feature, a more accurate and sleeker method would have been best. The absence of rigidity in the pleats gave the top of the dress a bit of an unfinished look, not giving the classy architectural touch they might have been looking for. Though Kelly herself is full of classic charm and elegance, this specific ensemble did not fare well for her. A tweak or two of a more modern pleating system or a thinner silhouette would have turned this overall look into the showstopper it could be. Alas, as such, it failed and left the viewer wanting more. Moving on to Kelly Rutherford's appearance, another problem that caught the eye was the pleating detail at the hem, which was meant to serve as a train. Sadly, rather than providing a touch of drama and sophistication, it looked clumsy and disorganized. The manner in which it fell onto the floor seemed uneven, and the pleating lost its shape as it flowed down, leaving the overall look incomplete. A more formal and intentional treatment of the pleating would have greatly enhanced the overall shape of the dress. Theoretically, this dress could have been a dramatic fashion moment, but the execution just didn't live up. While I love the creative vision that went into creating this look, the imprecision in the details made it feel less refined than it should have. Because of this, Kelly Rutherford's look here, even with her undeniable elegance, has to be a miss for me. Onwards and upwards, on our list follows the ravishing ebony goddess Lupita Nyong'o herself. At the 2025 BAFTA Awards, she rocked a black and white two-toned Chanel creation, which had been styled to perfection by no less than extremely talented Michaela Erlanga. Say what one will about the above look, I for one am still far from convinced this specific Chanel ensemble embodies the high degree of glamour such a celebrated red carpet affair demands. To be totally honest, I am left confused by some of Lupita's red carpet looks in terms of fashion. Although she is a style icon, this outfit falls short of the impact and elegance we are accustomed to seeing from her. And yet, I must remind myself that she is a committed Chanel ambassador, and as such, she is frequently asked to wear the brand's pieces, even when the design, alas, fails to do her justice. Although Chanel is known for classic chic, this dress falls short of expectations for an appearance of this size. A sleeker, show-stopping silhouette would have greatly improved her red carpet image. Unfortunately, this ensemble just doesn't cut it. Chanel calls this couture, and to be honest, I think it's really confusing at least. That being said, I will admit that this look was better than the horrible outfit Lupita had on at the Critics' Choice Awards. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I would still only give this a good 4. In my opinion, this dress felt more like a high school prom look than a sophisticated high-fashion red carpet moment. Though Lupita's undeniable charm nearly sold the look, I had to take a step back and judge the gown for what it was. The truth is that this look fell short of the opulence and sophistication we have come to expect at a level of event such as this. It just didn't have the kind of glamour required to hold its own against some of the evening's more dazzling outfits. The overall presentation came across as underwhelming, and the dress didn't look costly or even very well assembled. As such, this ensemble by Lupita fails for me entirely. It's a total miss. Moving right along, second on our list is the beautiful Stacey Martin. For the 2025 BAFTA Awards, she appeared in a pale green pastel Louis Vuitton gown, which was styled by the very talented Rebecca Kirby Murray. Although Stacey is definitely lovely, this specific style didn't do her justice walking the red carpet. Stacey Martin is unquestionably a beautiful woman, but this evening, this dress did not do her justice on the red carpet. In several respects, it seemed to be a dishonor to her own natural beauty and elegance. To begin with, the overall style of the gown felt outdated. While it's possible that she was intentionally aiming for a vintage-inspired aesthetic, the execution simply did not align with the grandeur of the BAFTA Awards. The silhouette and design lacked the modern sophistication we've come to expect at such a prestigious event, making it feel out of place for the occasion. Moreover, the color selected was less than flattering. This specific green shade had a flat, nearly dusty undertone that did not agree with Stacey's complexion. Rather than causing her to glow on the red carpet, it toned down her entire look. A more saturated or jewel-toned version of green might have contrasted her skin tone much more stunningly, producing a more dramatic and unforgettable moment. The trim on the dress also caused alarm. The floral appliques, which were ostensibly being done to provide texture and visual appeal, were irregular in placement and design. Instead of projecting elegance, they had an oddly organic, almost mushroom-like quality, to an even greater extent when viewed up close. The overall effect was one of unease instead of magic, which is not what you look to achieve from a high-fashion experience. Overall, this appearance just did not hit the mark. Stacey has had much more beautiful fashion moments in the past, and we know she can do so much better. Hopefully, next time, she will choose a gown that really showcases her beauty and style. Sadly, this Fernanda Torres look does not impress and has to be a chop for me. For the 2025 BAFTA Awards, the Brazilian film star wore a black Christian Dior gown, which was styled by talented Antonio Fodé. Although the dress is clearly elegant, it did not impress in any meaningful way and had me feeling quite underwhelmed. When you consider the raw glamour that the BAFTAs are known to bring, this black dress seemed like a wasted chance. It had no distinguishing or eye-catching features, only providing a plain, unadorned shape. It was a very run-of-the-mill option, particularly when compared to the other celebrity-studded high-fashion ensembles on the red carpet that evening. Fernanda is a real legend, gifted, successful, and always grabbing headlines. But sadly, this dress didn't quite live up to her A-list status. It was quite simple, even somewhat underwhelming. For a night as glamorous as the BAFTAs, I was hoping for something that would make a splash. But this one just didn't deliver the spark of the evening. Though the gown itself was gorgeous in its simplicity, it just didn't bring the wow that we were expecting. This look, regretfully, must be a no-go for me. Mimi Keen's appearance at the 2025 BAFTA Awards was a bit of a fail for me. She also wore an earthy-colored strapless dress by Christian Dior from their 2025 resort collection, and although I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, I wasn't impressed with the dress. The material, specifically, didn't do it for me. It had a bit of an old, dusty, tablecloth-like feel to it that made me think of heavy drapes, which just didn't seem right for such a glamorous occasion. The muted shade of blue or beige also didn't seem to complement anyone's skin tone, in my opinion. This color choice, unfortunately, detracted from the overall effect of the look, further diminishing its impact. Now, I will praise where praise is due. The cut of the gown is unquestionably gorgeous, and Mimi herself is naturally utterly breathtaking. But for all these positives, the material just did not sell the look as well as it needed to. I can't help but notice how much the material took away from the overall grace of the dress. It's a classic example of a beautiful woman in a subpar gown. Mimi is worthy of a gown that makes her presence known, but this one simply didn't. Thus, this look must be a chop for me. I'm not really sure what Gwendolyn Christie was aiming for with this specific look on the red carpet tonight. What I do know, though, is that I just didn't like it. The very first thing that completely threw me off about this dress was the way it appeared so bulky and constricting. From the top to the bottom, there seemed to be no space to breathe, and that restriction in movement made the entire design appear unbalanced. It simply did not look comfortable or flattering in any way. Furthermore, I did not like the way the gown was constructed. It seemed like Gwendolyn was covered in plain material with not much regard for the shape or details. It was very plebeian, particularly when you think about the level of sophistication that exists on the red carpet. What actually puzzled me, however, were the frayed leather sleeves and the oversized decoration around her neck. These features seemed to be attempting to say something, but they actually turned out to be more disheveled than stylish. Too much appeared to be happening, and the entire getup lacked the polish and sophistication that we usually come to associate with a red carpet-worthy outfit. Ultimately, Gwendolyn simply didn't have the glamour or accuracy required for this big event. This style, regrettably, didn't make the impression I was looking for. This style, sadly, must be a chop for me. On with the next on our roll call is the always gorgeous India Amartefio, our Bridgerton queen. At the 2025 BAFTA Awards, she was in a deep brown off-the-shoulder dress. But alas, there was nothing really royal or regal about this look. Visually, I just wasn't feeling this dress on her tonight. There appeared to be a genuine disconnect between India's typical red carpet appearance and this look. To be honest, I couldn't help but question why she would wear something like this to the BAFTAs. It felt like something you would see on a fast fashion site like Shein or AliExpress, maybe at a hefty discount. The decision to wear it to a high-profile event such as the BAFTAs seemed puzzling, to put it mildly. The material didn't do anything to help matters either. It seemed tacky and lacked the sense of sophistication or glamour that one would expect at a red carpet affair. It just lacked the luxurious quality that one might expect from a celebrity attending a high-profile event. Further, the styling wasn't doing the gown any justice. The shoes looked clunky and awkward, and the hair unfortunately didn't serve her that well either. It wasn't up to par from what we generally expect to see from India, and overall this style just didn't quite make the grade when it came to being glamorous or classy. All in all, I just wasn't loving this look for the BAFTAs. It failed to embody the royal flair that we know India can provide, and I'm hoping that she'll bring something much more amazing to the red carpet in the future. India's 2025 BAFTA Awards look was, sadly, an absolute failure for me. It must be a chop. Finally, we have the very handsome Corey Malk-Best. For the event, he wore a black-on-black suit set, and honestly, it was as uninspired as it gets. I'm often disappointed by men's red carpet fashion, and Corey's look tonight was no exception. This ensemble was giving me nothing. The combination of a black suit and black polo felt far too basic. Nothing about it screamed red carpet or elevated fashion. It was missing the energy and imagination that must come with a big event such as the BAFTAs. Though Corey is certainly a fashion-conscious man, this look didn't show it. It was just too bland and uninteresting, and honestly, a little disappointing. He can do so much better than this, but this look didn't cut it. All in all, it didn't appear that Corey was even making an effort, and sadly, that's the reason this look is an absolute chop. to me. Last but certainly not least, we have the beautiful Florence Pugh, who capped off our evening list. She wore this black cutout long dress, and if there's one, Florence was haunting for it, definitely will be for bad fashion. I mean, is this dress on the red carpet? This dress did not look great. At least the cutout on the dress just seemed like a design fiasco, and the build of the overall dress just is super boring. I mean, go girl. Give us literally nothing in this outfit tonight, I don't know. It's a no-no for me. This look just didn't work for me, so it must be a chop for me. Alright guys, we have reached to the end of today's video. In today's video, I am sharing with you guys my top 10 and was dressed at the BAFTA Award 2025. If you guys liked this video, please don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up. He helps me loads. And yeah, I'll certainly be seeing you guys in the next video. But until then, it is bye for now.